The Suicide Squad, one of the most anticipated films of 2021. Some people have even said it's James Gunn's best movie he's ever made, with stars like John Cena, Margot Robbie, Pete Davidson, Idris Elba, and plenty more. I got the opportunity to see it early, and this is my honest opinion on whether or not you should see it too. Hey friends, I got to see The Suicide Squad early. Believe me, I am just as shocked as you guys are to have heard that. Like, I can't believe this happened. But the other day, I randomly got an email that said, "Hey John, I'm working with Warner Brothers. Do you want to come and see an early screening of The Suicide Squad?" And there was a date on there 10 days from when I got the email, and I was like, yeah, I do. I would really like that. So I bought a plane ticket a couple days before, which is, don't wait till the last minute, because I could have got it for like $200 and I ended up spending almost $400 because I waited too long. But I booked my flight down to LA where the screening was. I met up with my buddy Luke and we saw the film together. I also saw a bunch of other TikTok content creators. I did not say hi to any of them because I have bad social anxiety and I really should have, but I couldn't get myself to go do it. Now, the last thing before I give my spoiler-free review of The Suicide Squad, no, I was not paid to do this review. This is not paid or sponsored in any way whatsoever. I just got an email. They said, if you're gonna be in LA, you can come to this thing, and I got in for free.
That's it.
On TikTok, a lot of people thought I was saying good things about the movie because they were paying me, and I'm like, dude, first of all, why would they pay me? There's people with like fucking 5 million followers. I have 5,000 subscribers on YouTube, so no, they're not paying me. Literally, the only rule was you can't talk about any spoilers, which is perfect because you guys haven't seen it yet, and I'm gonna tell you if you should go watch it. And the answer is yes, this movie is fucking amazing. As I was walking into the theater the other day, I asked my buddy Luke, I was like, all right, what do you want from this? What do you hope, and what do you think it realistically will be? And we both agreed we really wanted it to be funny, genuinely, actually funny, not just something where you breathe a little harder out of your nose, like something where you genuinely can belly laugh and have a great time. And the second thing we wanted was just an over-the-top, fun, enjoyable movie with a great soundtrack and awesome action and basically everything you could want from a superhero movie. And it's kind of been marketed that way, like the comic book superhero movie of all time, the magnum opus, if you will. There's really been a ton of hype around this film for the last few months. It's directed by James Gunn, who most of you know directed the Guardians of the Galaxy movies, and there obviously was some controversy with him a long time ago, and according to him, he has stated in interviews that this film rekindled his passion and excitement for filmmaking, and he literally said this film saved his life. And some of the actors have said, in their opinion, this is James Gunn's best movie he's ever made. So clearly, a lot of people are really fucking hyped for this movie, and honestly, I understand why. Luke and I both really enjoyed it. I think I enjoyed it a little bit more than him, and honestly, I think a large part of that is because of the theater environment. I have never been to a big like premiere or like midnight release of any of these big movies that have huge followings. A lot of you guys know I love films that no one's ever heard of. The movies that I watch don't even play in theaters. So for me to sit in a theater that was packed out where over half the people there were cosplaying and everyone was cheering and laughing and jump scaring together, it was just a wild experience. I've never had anything like that in a movie theater before, and I'm sure a lot of you guys have had that experience with Endgame or Infinity War or something, but my point is that the theater was loving it, and that made it even more fun for me. Now, let's talk about it. First things first, this movie is absolutely fucking beautiful, and I can't stress that enough. When I read that James Gunn said that he put everything into this and that this rekindled his passion for filmmaking, I knew it was going to be something unique, but oh my god, I absolutely love the cinematography, the editing, the color palette is beautiful. It really just blows me away what they can do in film now. Like, it's really hard for me to imagine film being like substantially more beautiful in like 80 years from now, and I'm sure it will be, and I'm sure we'll look back on movies like this in a long time and be like, wow, that doesn't hold up to today's standards. But quite honestly, it's not even within my capabilities of my brain to understand what something better than movies like this could look like. Now, by no means is this the most beautiful superhero movie I've ever seen. I think Avengers Endgame, Infinity War, Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse are all fucking beautiful and probably better overall in terms of the sheer technical feat that had been accomplished by making that movie, or even Zack Snyder's Justice League is absolutely beautiful. But my point is that it's just crazy that this is becoming a norm because it's so awesome. I had read that James Gunn wanted this to be the comic book movie for everyone, that everyone who's a comic book fan would love, like the live action version of Spider-Verse, maybe. That's kind of what I thought of when I read it, because people love Spider-Verse so much because it feels and it looks literally like a comic book. And I honestly think that he delivered on that goal. Like, he accomplished it, because right off the bat, there are just certain stylistic choices that really make you feel like it's this over-the-top, goofy, but fun, and also like really intense story. It doesn't take itself seriously, but it's also not goofy. You know what I mean? There's some films that don't take themselves seriously and they're fun because you know that it's kind of stupid and you're watching it, but like it's stupid fun and everyone is like, oh yeah, haha, that was fucking stupid. It's not like that. It's so raw. It's like gritty, but also so perfect and colorful at the same time. I don't even know how to describe it. Now, I know it really sounds like I'm sucking this movie's dick right now, and hear me out. Like, by no means is this a perfect movie. It's not a 10 out of 10. I gave it a 9.5 on TikTok. But in terms of the stylistic visual choice and what James Gunn was hoping to do, I think he really delivered on that. There were also these really cool, unique, like, time cards. I at least think that's the term. You know how in SpongeBob, it's like, oh, 48 hours later, or 2 days later. Those type of transitions, they have them in this movie, and every single one of them was super unique. Some of them weren't on the screen long enough for everyone to read. There was a couple that I missed, and I had to ask my friend after the movie, like, yo, what did that time card say? Because like, either they blend into the environment so well that you don't even realize it's sending you like a little message, but other times they work really well, and I think overall, I think it's a really cool choice, and it'll be something fun on rewatches to kind of like be like, oh, last time I didn't really see that, or I didn't catch that time card, but now I know what it says. I just thought it was really cool. Now, the big question that everyone wants to know, is it funny? Yeah, it's pretty fucking funny. I was laughing the whole time. Now, I will say, I think part of my laughter was because I was surrounded by like 24 Harley Quinns, and Shark King was literally there in person. Like, he's a voice actor who's big on TikTok, and he dressed up as Shark King, and it was awesome. My point is, I was in a very good mood because I had never experienced anything like this. I was so giddy and excited. I don't think I would have laughed as much if I was watching this alone by myself at home, but I will say I think 80% of the jokes really landed and were genuinely funny. And the chemistry between John Cena and Idris Elba was absolutely amazing. In the past, John Cena has been in movies, but he's always kind of been this caricature of himself. I feel like, I actually think he was in the movie Blockers or Cock Blockers or something, but then maybe it's not. Maybe they removed the cock because they can't advertise it as like cock. But I don't know. There was some other movie he was in that obviously, like, he's a good actor. He's proven he's good. He's fun. But I felt like this movie was the first time where he's really proven that he can stand out as an actor, not just as John Cena being John Cena. Obviously, he's still kind of like the fucking meathead, the huge kind of dumb, goofy one. But my point is that he's actually great. Like, he can actually act, and I'd love to see John Cena in more stuff moving forward. Now, in terms of a critique about this movie, I think there were some characters that were a bit underutilized, if you will. Obviously, I can't say any spoilers, but I'll just say I think some of the characters were really fascinating, and I felt like they did a great job writing them early into the movie, but I just wish that some of them would have had a little bit more to do. But even on top of that, I just wish that by the end of the movie, things would have maybe gone a different way for certain characters, but it didn't, and I understand why it didn't, but it's more of just a personal preference. I just think some people will be a little bit sad by certain things that happen, but I do think that they're overpowered by all the greatness that happens as well. I know that sounds cryptic and vague, but I'm just trying to be as general as possible. One thing I told Luke on the drive home after the movie was that I'm so blown away by how good the entertainment industry has gotten at making animal characters so likable. It's really fascinating to me because a lot of wild animals are not like visually appealing to human eyes. Like, we're not used to seeing certain creatures, but the way that they make a creature human-like and give them a face and a smile that we can recognize is a little bit foreign. Like, it is animal, but we can see the human-like features in them. That's really how you get someone to connect with an animal in a film, in my opinion, and I just can't believe how great of a job they do. There's a couple different animals that are characters in this movie, and just like Guardians of the Galaxy, James Gunn did a great job of making them cute, awesome, funny, emotional. Soundtrack is fire as expected. No complaints there. There's this one particular shot in a fight scene during the second half of the movie that obviously I can't really describe it, but I think when a lot of you see it, you'll know the shot I'm talking about. But I just thought it was so unique. It was a long take, and it's just little shots like that that maybe to other people, they're just like, oh, that's cool. But to me, what those types of shots tell me is that the director cares, and he put so much passion and thought into this that he could have filmed it like any other fight scene in any other superhero movie. Could have had a few quick cuts, a cool choreographed fight where they go through different parts of the buildings and into different rooms and down a hallway or something. Or maybe they crash through a wall. Like, all those gimmicks have been done, but there was a particular shot that was just so simple and so effective. And I don't know, there was just a lot of moments like that throughout. And the last thing I'll say is I think the character design and the choice of the villain is perfect. I was really worried it was going to go with the more stereotypical superhero, supernatural villain. I'm really trying to be vague here. I don't want to give anything away, but I just think that the direction they went with the look and style of the villain is something that's just a breath of fresh air. I've watched so many bad superhero movies in the last couple of months, and this one was really just a whole lot of fun and exactly what I hoped it would be. Like I said earlier, I gave it a 9.5 out of 10 on TikTok, and I'm going to stick with that. It definitely makes my top 10. I think I would put it at spot number 10 in place of Joker. I actually posted my top 10 review on TikTok the other day. I will do a full ranking of all 101 superhero movies that I have now seen at some point on this channel. I also decided I might condense some of the future superhero movie reviews together into single videos with maybe like 6 or 7. Maybe I'll do all the DCEU review in one video, or just condense some of them so that I can start moving forward with more content rather than being stuck for months on the superhero stuff. Because quite honestly, movies like Ghost Rider or fucking Steel or Catwoman, I don't have a whole lot to say on those films, and I don't feel like it's worth my time and energy or your guys' time to watch a bunch of like 3-minute reviews. I'd rather start to kind of wrap up the superhero stuff for the time being, mainly because there's other content that I want to make that I'm doing on TikTok right now, and I want them to kind of line up. Like, the stuff I'm doing on TikTok coincides with the stuff I'm doing on YouTube. So I hope you guys understand that. I know that this video came out kind of at a weird time on my channel because I had been doing like all the superhero movies, and then there's randomly this new one. I hope you all are enjoying these videos. I've had a ton of fun making them, and I just want to continue doing it for as long as I can. So if you're new around here, be sure to drop a like and subscribe, and leave a comment down below letting me know what you guys are hoping for with Suicide Squad, and also let me know what you thought once it comes out in a couple days. Anyways, I just wanted to give a huge thank you to Scott for inviting me to this thing. So Scott, if you're watching this by any chance, I appreciate you. This was a really cool experience, and I'm just so grateful for all of you guys watching my videos. It's pretty crazy that 4 months ago I had never seen a single superhero movie, and I didn't really know what I wanted to do in terms of making content on the internet, and then the superhero stuff randomly blew up out of sheer luck, and I just want to thank you guys for being a part of it, because now I'm getting to do a bunch of cool things and make videos that I am very passionate about. So thank you all so much. If you enjoyed this, drop a like, leave a comment, whatever, send it, share it to someone, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.